talk about, you know what, because it's
My
recorded,
God, no.
because it's recorded.
Yeah,
All right,
that has to be, has to be very careful.
all right, we're live. We're not live, but we're recording.
So we're 5:30. Do we do a roll call?
Yes, ma'am.
Kaylin, Sarah Curtis, they're both absent. Me, I'm here. Deborah,
Present.
Bill.
Here.
Mel Soward isn't. Matthew Gurney is. Can we sort of say to Mel how sorry we are not to see him? It's lovely to have a liaison with the city because we get to know, you know, the thinking.
Yes.
Okay. That having been said, Labyrinth and City Park, please.
So Thomas Patterson, which he's on the police committee and some other board, I don't know exactly what it is, called me one day and asked what the process would be to paint a labyrinth in City Park around the tree area. I said, well, the first step is to bring it to you guys. So I showed you a picture of what it looks like. So I'm thinking what they would want to do is paint over, you know, the games that are on the ground now around City Park, and then paint this over top of that.
Because the games are not really used.
Well, half of them are gone because over the years we've had to cut concrete away from that tree to allow it to grow, and because it was buckling up the concrete and everything else. So it's been at this stage for quite a few years, so I don't think we're having to break it up anymore. If we have to break it up anymore, then we're gonna have to pull that tree out. Because there didn't used to be a tree there. There used to be a full-size basketball court across the whole thing. So that's what it is. It's just a discussion. So you guys.
And the point of it would be for beautification or artistic or?
It's mainly for artistic and for people to walk the labyrinth. I guess they walk in it as some spiritual deal.
So it's going to be all
No,
over the City Park?
No. It's just on the ground, and you walk through that design.
But it's going to
Fill around the tree. It's not going to take up the entire park, but like between the entrance, right where the stairs are, and probably the stands, and then that width around.
So some of the games would be...
All the games would probably be taken, except for the basketball court, with the half court that's there, quarter court, whatever it is.
And they would fund it?
Yeah, they paint
Okay, we're talking about not Vista Park, City Park.
City Park, yeah. It's paint, I mean, and this would still, I mean, I think we would, I mean, it's up to you, I think we would want to bring it back to Parks and Rec again when we have more people here. I mean, it's up to you, because we do have a quorum, so you can, if from here, well, right now, it's just a discussion. Maybe next time we'll have another discussion with,
the person involved and...
yeah, and to recommendation to take the council.
And more detail, I mean, we
Yeah.
need
Right.
what's it gonna look
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
you know, I mean.
Yeah.
If you
Yeah.
think maybe they could bring a picture or a draft. Or
Sure.
Yeah.
see what the design is, because the labyrinth could, I mean, it could look lots of different ways.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it's good.
Is that good? Splash pad, cost. Presumably you have done a cost study.
I have not been able to do a whole lot. I have made contact and gotten a checklist of things that we need to go through. I can bring it up on my computer because I printed it out and I forgot it at the office. So I do have it because it has been.
Can I just ask a question before? Are we for the splash pad or not? I am not.
I think I am.
Okay.
I've seen kids having fun and stuff like
Okay,
that.
good.
And if the little wading pool is not being used, it
Well,
seems to me a splash pad would be great.
And we can talk about that a little bit. Sorry, my computer's not. once you go on the right side. I'll email out the checklist that they have and the companies, everything, and you guys can see that. It is a step in the right direction, because, instead of talking price first, they wanna see first we have to choose what we want.
Who's
Square,
they?
the company, the Splash Pad USA, I think is what it is. You choose, like, you have to put in, you know, what water pressure is in that location, the square footage of that pad, and there's a whole long list like this. If I can get this going, I can.
Why are you against it? Can we ask that?
Yeah, I have only seen splash pads in a big space, big space. This is a small
We
space.
were talking about doing it at Vista Park. Not at the city pool.
Oh, I'm
At the
sorry.
last meeting,
Yeah, that's right.
we talked about doing it at Vista Park.
Whereabouts, Mr. Park?
Did we agree?
That's something that we'll have to figure
Yeah,
out.
we didn't actually come up with an exact location, but someplace in Vista Park.
I'm thinking.
As opposed to, originally the suggestion was to replace
The kiddie park,
replace.
the kiddie
Yeah,
pool,
right.
which
That's right.
I was sort of horrified. I just thought, my God, they're going to fall. They've got such a little space. They're going to
Right.
slip. They're
So
going to
at the
fall.
last
Yeah.
meeting, we.
I was against that part,
We
so.
talked about doing it at
Okay,
Vista,
thank
at Vista
you.
Park, and that seemed to
Thank
get
you.
a lot more. I mean, I've seen, splash pads in cities,
Yeah.
you know, with the kids just, I mean,
Love
they
it.
seem to have such a good
Yeah,
time.
okay.
Screaming and running
But
through it. and-
older kids than use, I thought, the kiddie pool. When I used to see mums with kiddies in their arms and on the steps and just all
It's
chatting,
kind
it looked sweet.
Kind of a different experience.
Okay.
There's good and bad with the splash pads. The good is you don't have to have lifeguards. So let's
You
stack
have
it.
to have lifeguards with that tiny little
Yes.
kiddie pool with
No,
mums
with the splash pad.
with
With the kiddie pool, you have to have a lifeguard.
that little thing that was
yes.
that,
Yes.
and the mums used to sit on the edge
Yep.
with the kid. You have to have a lifeguard for
Yes.
that.
I mean, we have a lifeguard with the big pool anyways,
Yeah.
and then we have to have one specific. Yeah.
Well,
Because anything over a certain depth, you have to have, by Red Cross, you have to have a lifeguard.
interesting, I hadn't.
So, with the splash pad, you don't, because there's no depth, it's on and it
yeah.
goes on the
yeah,
ground
yeah.
and then drains into the tanks or whatever, however.
No, I quite agree with you.
Look at
I've
that.
seen kids
So-
just
Yeah.
lovely.
So on the questionnaire here is a list of different questions you have to fill out and then send back to them, and then they can draw the splash pad, all that stuff.
Well, the size is probably the must.
That's a big thing,
Important.
and then,
The number of jets and.
Is it
and then.
20 feet in diameter
Yeah,
or?
they have to know, splash pad size in square foot, what features, which we can look at features all day long, there's all kinds. And then what shape you would like the whole thing to be in, cause you can do round, you can do like whatever,
Kidney
all,
shape.
all kinds of stuff. There's anticipated maximum number of people to use this splash pad, what ages, and what type of system. So recirculation, flow through, and hybrid. What's the budget for it, expected completion date, and then what size of water supply line do you have on the site? So that kind of stuff. So most of this we'll be able to fill out. We'll have to figure out, I mean, I don't know if we want to, I don't know if you guys want to figure out what size you want, or if we just want us to kind of figure out what we want, or.
It's pretty subjective. I mean, whether we say, 20 kids or 40 kids,
Yeah,
it would
because
be
I mean,
just a guess on my
Yeah.
part.
obviously the bigger it is, the more expensive it is.
The more curves it has. the
Yeah,
more
whatever. I mean, you can make a completely square one, rectangle, round, whatever.
Yeah.
can even show you some pictures of some that they have shown.
While you're bringing that up, what would happen to the little kiddie pool at the moment?
It'd just be continue the same.
Yeah, could
Oh,
you
it
say?
would still continue, oh,
Yeah.
good.
Up at,
Excellent.
yeah, up at Higgins
Okay.
Park. That's
Yeah.
it.
And
Or
maybe if
just-
one of the mums can be a,
Yeah, or if we wanted to, we could change that back into a jacuzzi. That used to be, I don't know how long ago, but a long time ago, years
good
ago.
heavens.
Yeah, so, come on.
Yeah, that, I think the engineering of the splash pad is, is really important. So having, a company who's done it a lot of times.
Oh, I'm sure, yeah.
Well,
And
how
make sure there's not
would we
standing water.
determine how many kids? I mean, like, do you have, what would we just kind of, maybe we need guidance, like 25 kids, because I've never seen more than that, or somebody to say something more
I think
knowledgeable.
Maybe the
That's
Boys
what-
and Girls Club would have
A good, I would say no more than 40.
At
Yeah.
a time.
Yeah, because usually the Boys and Girls Club, when they come to the pool, they bring roughly about 40.
Oh, that's a
And
good.
we don't let them have any more than that. 'Cause
That's
it's,
a good one.
it's way
Yeah.
too much for the guards to figure out.
a,
I bet.
And maybe the company has as well, for 40 kids, you have 10 square feet or something, there must be some.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if there's get to be too many kids, there'll be the big ones who shove the little guys.
And, they're only entertained for a short period of time, and then they're distracted and want to go do something.
Oh, is that right?
Well, like everybody else, right? It's like, okay, I'm done with this.
Just act just like their parents. Sure.
Our attention span is,
So it's
Okay.
not the easiest thing to see, but, I can, so that's one. So yeah, if you wanna, that's one, so. There, like I said, there's all kinds of,
And what's the bottom?
it's cement.
that's the concrete.
And it's presumably got some pumice or something in it to stop it being slippery?
Yeah. Well, it has,
Yeah, probably it's kind of a non-skid
Yeah,
surface and
really.
it's water, and they try not to slip and bust their heads, I mean, there'd be a lot of
It's
those.
good.
Not being very cooperative, is it?
so, and then, I'm sorry, these
Look at the
small.
palm tree, wonderful.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, there's all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, it's a different,
Yeah, looks small.
And presumably the more things we have,
right,
The more expensive.
right.
So
The more
that's
expensive,
very,
the
this is a
more-
very simple one.
And the budget constraints, we don't know till we say about what size, and they say, well,
Yeah.
it's this much money, and we say,
Mhm.
make it smaller.
Yeah,
Pretty cool.
so like these buckets, they fill with water and then they tip over and splash.
Kids love that.
we could just put buckets round the edge so they could do it.
And then like they have jets, you can see like the jets that come on
Yeah,
the side,
yeah.
that, for
Yeah.
extra
And,
features.
yeah, I've seen some that are like motion activated too.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
that's
so you
something
don't-
that, you
you
don't
don't-
waste the water.
You don't waste
Okay.
water, so somebody has to be there and then
Or
it's.
shoot.
Yeah, and that's how most of them are. Like the one in Sierra Vista, they have they have one feature, that's it. And that's how you hit a button and it comes on.
That's the only feature they have.
Yeah, they have one feature that goes up and sprays down, that's it.
No, but they have other features,
But
but,
no,
so they have
they have one
one thing.
tiny little,
One little
one of those
spout.
things.
And the kids like that?
Well, I mean, because they have a big, like, they have slides and everything at the cove and everything over there, so they kind of have, I think they have some kind of splash pad in the cove as well. So I've never been in that place
So
yet.
anyway, it
Yeah,
acts
it's-
as an
So that was very
inner
small.
hydrant that
So,
someone's turned on
Well,
because
that's,
it's very hot.
Pretty cheap fix.
yeah, that one's probably not very expensive, that's
Yeah.
one feature, but they have a lot of things for the kids to do at the cove.
It's that way, yeah.
We only have one pool, and they have slides and all kinds of
I
stuff.
see, so most of the kids are over there.
Yeah, so, I think we would want something more like what we were looking at.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't have to be huge, and it's something that we can maybe even talk to them if, like, hey, this year we want to, like, next year we want to do like a small 20 by 20. And maybe 2 years from now, we get more money, or we get another grant or whatever, and we wanna go 40 by 40. Is that possible? Can we build onto it or not?
Oh,
That's
that's
something that
Expand it all.
Yeah.
we'll have to figure out.
Sure.
Cause that will kinda, also could possibly change what we do, cause if we can just expand easily, we'll do a small, like 20 by 20,
See
see
what
how
the
it
response
goes.
is, yeah, that's good.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, that.
we're trying to, sorry.
The only, I guess, caution when I was reading about these is to make sure they're well engineered, because we don't want any kind of standing water.
Yeah.
For mosquitoes and no seals.
Exactly, yeah, and that, in that, it says, yeah, there's engineering and everything.
Yeah,
So, and,
Maybe we could camber it slightly and put plants around the edge so that the plants get the runoff.
yeah, a lot of times on some of these, I've seen they have benches that go all the way around it, so the family, or some of them have gazebos, you know, on the sides of them and stuff, so.
We would have plants.
that would
So.
take being trampled
Oh, maybe not.
by
Artificial
little
plants.
feet.
So, we'll continue this, we have a guide, so that's a little bit easier. The last few months have been horrid in the office and for public works, so.
Why?
With our garbage truck problems, and I've been working a lot on grant applications, so I've had a lot of.
Why garbage problems?
We probably can't talk about it right now
Okay,
at this meeting,
well,
but we can bring it up later.
Can I put a comment in? The ones that come up, Spring Canyon, to collect the garbage are absolutely sensational. Nothing is too much trouble. They're
Okay.
pleasant, no problem.
Awesome.
They're wonderful.
We can talk more about that at the end.
It's always good to hear.
Thank you. All right.
3 park sign options.
And
Oh,
I'm sorry,
there we go.
for the splash pads, I mean, we talked about putting them at Vista Park, but did we come up with a location?
No. Another thought I had as far as location, if we feel that we don't want to put a splash pad in the big field, or we don't want to take out what's up by the park area in the middle of Vista, the city is working with a developer in San Jose to, I don't know, off of Melody Lane, there's a housing development back there that was graded out and has drawing, like on paper drawings of
It's kind of flat.
plots. Yeah, it's a plat map, and the city owns that now. And we're bringing in a developer to build that up for housing. So that's another option. And there's a place there for a park already spec'd out. So we could also look at maybe putting it in that area too.
That's a smashing idea because they don't have much there and they've got a lot of kids.
Yeah. Yeah,
They
those,
used to
our
be ranch
bigger,
back there.
biggest place for kids is Warren and San Jose. So,
Oh, that would be smashing.
so there's those
That's
two
another
options.
option,
No.
Okay, thank you. Okay,
No,
good.
just next,
And
yeah.
I'm gonna continue to disappoint tonight. Go ahead.
Park signs.
Park signs. Logan had this and ready, but he got sick and he has it on his laptop, and I've been trying to get a hold of him, so I haven't been able to get it. So, I did bring a couple magazines of some of what we were thinking,
And which parks are these?
for all the parks, I believe.
Every park, remember we were gonna have
Yes, 16.
just the signs and,
Yes.
you know, Garfield Park, Higginsville
So I brought what I had,
Park,
so I didn't come completely
Yes.
empty.
Livermore Williams Park.
Yes,
So how many parks have we got?
16.
16.
Oh, I thought it was just 3 park sign options. Oh, 3 park sign options.
Option.
I thought it was 3 parks.
3 options for
Sign
signs.
options. Okay.
So, One of them is something like this, and, it's very easy, but probably not this big. This is gonna be pretty expensive. They have some that Logan was looking up, and he showed me them, and then he got sick, so.
Is he okay?
Yeah.
Does he have COVID or?
Not sure yet. He's gonna do a test tonight.
Amy and Trevor both had it last week.
So,
Amy was
we're
ill.
looking at like a 3x3 type size.
So about this,
Yeah, 3x size, but in the same shape of something like this, and then the name of the park. And if we want to add like a feature, I don't know, just a city logo, or if we want to add, I don't know. that's up to-
Made of,
It's metal.
with
It's
raised
aluminum.
writing.
No, it's flush. It's flush with, it's
It's painted on.
Yeah, it's stickered on.
And
It's pretty much what they make the street signs.
Pretty cool.
Do we have-
Yeah, metal.
do we have official colors or?
For Bisbee, yeah, they're, you can, just our logo is our official colors, so.
Oh, okay.
Great.
Yeah, that's,
Yeah.
that's on the sewer things.
Yeah, yeah.
That's where we usually see them.
I was just about to say, can we have them like this, like the manhole covers?
The manhole covers, yes, we like the manhole covers.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah, we do like it now.
I don't think it's necessary to have the crown in the middle. But
you think it is, or you think
I
it's not?
don't.
I mean, it just adds, a look, I guess.
You're talking about this?
No, on this crown feature.
Oh, I see.
I just
And
don't.
we wouldn't have to,
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of just, adds
But no, if it
more
adds.
detail, I guess.
Yeah, we might do that.
I had tasked Logan this, so I apologize.
No, I'm glad it's moving forward. I
And
know.
how much are they, roughly, 200 or 300?
I think it's around 100 or less.
Really?
Good heavens.
That's
Yeah,
very cheap.
the 3x3s, yeah, it's
So
not too
1600.
bad, yeah.
Wow. Yeah, nice. Last a while.
He was looking at multiple places, again, I'm sorry.
Don't worry about that. We're moving forward. That's all we need to know. And there's a meeting on the 9th of August, I see, is the next one.
And we will, when he gets back in, I'll have him email them to you. He was planning on emailing them, so I'm
Yeah.
guessing you guys didn't get them. Because he said he was going to, but.
Yeah, we talked about that at the last meeting.
Yes.
We were gonna email them, and
That's
then
what
when
we
we came to
planned.
this meeting, we could all look at it and have
Yes.
the consensus.
So it's 3 weeks late.
Because
So-
3x3 sounds about right.
It sounds huge.
It sounds big to me.
It sounds
Well, that-
huge.
Because this one is probably like 5 feet wide right here.
Yeah, that's big.
That's a pretty big size.
That's a
So this is
rectangle.
gonna be,
We could be looking at a
Uh,
square.
yeah, that's more, yeah, that's rectangle square. So it's, the ones he found, and he could go on the website and put in City of Bisbee, our logo and everything,
excellent.
to see how it looks, so.
With the name
I was
of the park.
I was excited about it, so we
Yeah.
could see it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Um,
that will be wonderful.
And then, he had some other ones, there was some concrete ones that we have found too, that you could mold, do not a cutout, but put the mold in the forms of the concrete. And then when you take it off, it says like the city, the park name and everything, so. that's
A relief kind of.
Yeah.
And then half of the concrete would be harder to mount, right? Or-
Well, we would pour it in place.
But it would be not flat, it would be up.
Yeah. Yeah, it'd be like a wall kind of,
Really?
Like
It sounds more expensive, but.
Yes.
It sounds kind of cool though.
they're nice.
Like a Jersey barrier.
Yeah, it's all, yeah. Like we could, like I'm trying to think of different places, where we could put
Like
that.
Like
Like,
an
yeah.
entrance to a park.
Entrance part, like Garfield, we could almost put it like on top of, like redo the retaining wall that's in the entrance and
Uh-huh.
add that to
And
it,
add that to it.
something like that.
That'd be
City
kinda
Park, we could even do it into the walls of City Park, the outside exterior wall.
All right.
We could tear out the stucco and do that, into it, something like that. That's all,
They all
that's a little
sound
bit
like,
more, like we'd be,
Well, maybe you
That's
have
one.
so many, you maybe have 4 or 5 concrete ones, and then you have the rest, the metal ones that are pretty inexpensive.
I mean, in where it would fit, the concrete sounds kind of cool, but I don't know if it would fit in all the parks,
Yeah.
yeah.
that style.
And then like with Vista, where are we gonna put, where would we put a sign there? I mean, 'cause it's so big.
So, yeah, that would be.
So I could see it like,
At the top of the bottom.
or both,
top.
Oh, yeah.
Both sides, top, bottom.
One at the top and one at the bottom.
yeah.
You
You could almost put it by the new sign that we're putting in too.
the kiosk up there.
So, and there was something else that he was, another type of sign he was looking at, but, the more economic one is the metal one that I was showing you.
Look
We-
forward to seeing them all.
We can get those quick, fairly quick, and they don't require a whole lot of work. The concrete ones, they look neat and better, but they take time. We have to, schedule that with our streets department to do. Or we'd hire it done.
Well, you know, we have that little park in Tin Town, it doesn't need a concrete one, it could have a metal one, you know? So
Yeah.
there's certain areas that
Yeah,
the metal one would be fine.
yeah. And I'll talk about that in staff comments, but, so, yeah, you should, by the end of this week or beginning of next week, you'll have the signs.
Lovely, thank you.
So, yeah, because he was already almost done with them, so. And you could even do round ones if you wanted, oval ones, round ones, they don't have to be square. So,
Yeah.
Yeah,
We look forward to
a
seeing
round,
them.
yeah, round would be cool with the logo, because the logo's kind of, it's got that
Yeah, that's true.
swirl on it.
All these possibilities.
and then,
Totally
we
right.
could, like you said, we could do at some of the smaller parks, do the metal signs, and some of our bigger parks, we can do the concrete ones if we want. So,
And a special one for the Laverne Williams.
Linear
Park.
strip,
Yeah.
linear park.
Pickleball lines on basketball courts.
that has just been,
Tabled.
no, I mean, we're gonna do it, and we have, Parks approved it, I actually, but it's just trying to find the time for my streets guys to do
Yeah, we
that.
voted on it.
Yeah.
In one of those Zoom meetings.
Yeah.
And Linda Moore cornered me and asked me when it was gonna get done.
I know.
Can you guys vote on that? I'm like, I'll bring it up, I
And
don't know.
I had talked to, put in a work order for it, and then we were planning on it, and then something come up, and then we forgot about it, so that's something that we'll put up back on the priority list.
Well,
Should
what
be able
about
to
the
get-
net and all that other stuff, so that's all
Yeah, we're just,
They had a plan, had a plan for all of
to
that.
set it
all we're doing
take it
is the
down, so
painting,
they can
and the
still-
painting really won't take long, it's just a matter of getting out there and scheduling and getting it done, so we'll be able to, I'm not planning on doing any paving projects until for at least a month, so we should be able to get that done, so.
So I know you've got like a huge list of all of this stuff to get done, so how do you prioritize so that, you know, this could get done, or
Mhm.
it doesn't keep getting, you know, pushed down?
We have a major list that me and Logan compiled, and we just start checking stuff off. We have it to where we can put boxes of this is more priority, this is priority, this is not, kind of stuff, so. And, I mean, this is, like, the signs and stuff is stuff that is good for the city and everything, it just, with sewer problems and everything it kind of takes goes on top of it, so. But it's not, that it's not important, it's just, we're getting there. So,
Member comments, Bill? You remember, do you have a comment?
Not on that, I do have a comment. Are we through with,
I think
are
we
we
are.
through with the pickleball one?
I believe we are.
Matt promises it's gonna get done.
Oh,
yeah, good.
Okay.
Okay, so we moved. Okay, now I've
Send it
been
to-
talking.
Matt promises.
It's right there. It'll be public record.
So I've been talking to Michael Page. He said he's very close to, for the foundation. He's got, so this thing is big, you know, fairly
I
big.
know exactly what
And
size.
I want you to look at it because from an engineering standpoint, if it's got two legs and they're 8 feet apart and they're holding the sign, and there's 4 pieces of steel, threaded rod that have bolts on them, so it's going to be bolted
A
down.
J-bolt?
And it just seems like we may, you know, a friend of mine is doing a place down there off of Wilson. And he's going through the county, and he's gonna put up some poles for a metal roof for a carport. And they said, oh no, it has to be 3 feet deep, the holes, and they gotta be 2 feet by 2 feet with a cage of 3/8" rebar, you know, I mean, it goes on and on.
Yeah, let's.
So I
but
want you to look at what he has, because it looks like if this guy is worried about, they say the county, he said the county is worried about the wind problem down there on Wilson Road. And we certainly are gonna be worried about a wind problem too, but we
Yes.
don't want it to blow over.
We've already done one of these.
Okay. Because the one at
Cemetery.
Evergreen? Okay.
Yeah. We've
Well,
done
this
one.
is more 4x4 or 6x6 metal, you know, legs going down.
Yeah.
And then there'll be a bench-like thing of concrete put around it. So is that similar to the one at Evergreen?
I mean, there wasn't a bench, but yeah, there was like 6x6
Yeah.
posts, and we dug down and did the footer.
Okay, so you kind of have,
yeah.
it could be 2 feet or something, it doesn't have to
Yeah.
maybe be 3 feet with a metal
Yeah.
cage. I thought, well, we should maybe engineer the damn thing. so.
Yeah. Yeah, because we already did the street
Yeah,
gas.
that
I was
was-
part of that when I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago when we
Yeah.
did that. When I was
It's
the street.
still there. Yeah, one
No.
more. The other thing is, you were going to see about maybe having that telephone pole removed, but that could string us out months, I would imagine. I don't know how
I don't
long
know.
it takes to.
I did meet with
Telephone.
APS about that, and I was so hopeful, because he walked up and he's all, is it that pole right there? I'm like, yeah. He said, I would take it out right now if I don't have a problem with it, but it's not my pole.
Oh,
Wow.
He said, I would do that for you, but it's not mine. It's CenturyLinks. So I'm gonna get with them. I still, because I mean, this is something that's gonna be there a long time.
No, for sure.
So I really, even if it goes a month, it shouldn't be more than a
We
month,
should
month and a half. I'd rather do
Wait,
that and get
do
it
the
done
right
right way,
thing, yeah.
how we want it done. Because I think we could even possibly flip the bill on buying, like purchasing new poles. I think we might even have a couple poles that we could give them to put, because there's one in the middle, and we'll just separate them and do 2.
Yeah, that'd be good. And then we would move where UI and Doug Dunn decided the thing ought to be, move it more to the center
Center.
of that area instead of more towards that west side of
Exactly.
that part of the park.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's what we're waiting for.
That's what I'm.
And Michael, we've communicated, but we've missed each other, and so
Yeah.
he's
So-
now ramped up. He's much more ramped up than he has been. Like ready, well, we're ready to do the foundation. I'm thinking, really? That's good. Let me talk to Matt. So.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I just, I mean,
Okay, well,
I'd
then
rather just do it if we can. I'll talk to essentially, if there's a
Okay.
possibility, I'd rather just do it do it
okay,
the way
that
we
would be
want.
great. Yeah, that would be great. Yeah.
So.
Like you say, it's going to be there a while. So,
Yeah,
okay. Okay.
so,
The other thing is just a comment. I was driving around Vista Park. Is there only one picnic table out there in Vista Park? It seems to me, you go up to Higgins Park and there are the little kiosks and the picnic table and the little fire pits.
mhm.
And there's probably about 4 up there, maybe more.
There's 1, 2,
At
there's
Higgins
3.
Park?
There's 3.
Okay, so
three,
I don't see any at Vista Park.
And lower?
yeah. In Lower Vista, there's a couple, aren't there?
No,
Just one?
there's not one in Lower. In Upper, there's 3 in the middle Vista.
In the middle.
Where the playgrounds are.
Why, is that a good idea though? It would seem like to me, people would picnic and have fun there.
Yes. And
If
I
they
think
have-
I mentioned it at a meeting a couple times ago. The city has put aside ARPA funds to purchase 2 or 3 gazebos for Lower Vista. So
Okay,
it's
so
in
it's
the
in
works.
the works. And
Yeah.
would that be a little gazebo with a picnic table like they have at Higgins Park? Because those are quite nice.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it'd be roughly,
They're well used. A lot
yeah.
of people use them.
yeah. And then, since we're in comments, the grill at Higgins, the last grill is gonna be pulled as well.
Okay, yeah, because people have a little portable,
Yeah,
and nobody's using the grill with wood.
If you'd like to pull the rest of the grills, at Garfield, what they do is people use charcoal, they put them in the grill, and then the next person comes and they pull all the charcoal and throw it on the ground.
yeah, that's a problem.
Well, it's a good idea to get rid of them. I was up at the Queen Mine RV Park, this is a couple of years ago, and I had my coal-fired or charcoal-fired barbecue out, and the lady came by, we don't allow those anymore. And it's a good idea to not allow them, they're messy, and everybody's got the little gas can, you know what I mean? So
And
it's
we
not like
went-
people are gonna go
We went
hungry.
through this before, and my proposal was that we should remove all of the
No,
barbecue
absolutely, I
grills.
remember,
Yeah.
And I
And
think we
I
should.
am in agreement with that.
You are in agreement with that?
Yes.
Could you kind of push it, or
Already.
do it, or?
Yeah,
You know,
I already told Josh, and the other one, the one in Higgins will be out this week, I think. So, yeah.
Okay, the
because, I
other,
mean, you guys went to all the trouble of moving that one
Yeah,
at Garfield, I'm like, why don't you just take it out?
yeah, we should.
And there's, what, three in the lower part
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, because that's stuff that they have to clean up, our guys clean up anyways.
Yeah.
well,
I
should they?
clean up Garfield every other day, so.
Oh, thank you.
Just only because I live next door.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Yeah,
If
thank
if
you.
I don't pick up the trash, it blows into my yard, so
And
I might as
with-
well pick it up.
And with adding gazebos, we're gonna be building a bathroom at Garfield as well,
Oh, okay.
And
instead of the porta potty.
And you saw in that far corner where you wanted to put it, there used to be a tree there, and there is a water irrigation line
Yeah.
in that corner.
Yeah.
So when you remove those charcoal things, aren't they set off from the little gazebos? Seems you maybe don't even need that little pad
Yeah,
or anything, because people place them on a table, you know, they're little,
Or sometimes they just roll them out of the pickup. They have their big grill, you know, with the wheels.
right out of there.
And they
Oh,
they roll them out.
okay, so we don't need the little separate thing now,
yeah, those eventually come out.
the little pad
Yeah.
for the charcoal,
Yeah,
everything
yeah.
will go, right? Seems to me. Okay.
Wonderful. Anything else?
I guess just, to help this committee, I mean, you guys have plans for different things. So is there a way that you could communicate those plans to us, so if,
Like what?
well, like, we're gonna take out this, or we're gonna put in this, you know, if you could let us know.
Give us a heads up.
Give us a heads up, because I have people asking me sometimes,
Okay.
oh, you're on the Parks Committee, you know, what's going on? I'm like,
Okay.
I don't know.
No,
And
that's,
those are our
that's
next
a first
meeting.
class.
Yeah, I will have to make sure I remember, because that's part, when you get in, going in the, and you start moving, and then you start forgetting, so.
We'll
I'll
remind you
write it
next
down.
week.
Okay.
Next week.
And I do have, started having bi-weekly meetings for my office, employees, so, we can, even maybe do it at that point, you know, give an update on like bi-weekly or monthly or something
It would be
like that.
wonderful if we did. We feel a bit sort of useless.
Well, I don't want that.
Well,
Oh,
I mean, I would hope you would see this committee as helping you do your job, not as
Yes. No,
a
it's,
pain in the neck, so.
Absolutely.
there's more to it than just, you know, talking, I mean, you have more people, you have better thoughts, you have
Yep.
more everything, and teamwork and everything, so, no, I think it's good.
And finally, I was hoping to sort of present it to Mel Soward really, and yourself, this wildlife project.
Yeah,
That we're hoping to, our ideal is to make Bisbee into a National Wildlife Federation accredited wildlife habitat. And I think at the moment we have 11 private residences. We have 4 businesses who've committed to doing it.
Working on the cemetery, the
We're
school.
working on the cemetery. We have a school liaison. Carolyn Harris is a school liaison. This is, I think it could be huge for Bisbee. I think it could be really, really interesting, and we're hoping that if people buy, or we can get a grant for the metal signs on people's fences around the city, we will encourage visitors to the city to ask what's this, and the Jeep tours and everyone, and the city could really advertise that Bisbee has that revolting phrase, stepped up to become an encouragement to the rest of Arizona to do the same thing.
yeah.
Is there a number you have to get accredited or whatever?
There is a point system. You get so much for volunteers, so much for houses, so much for businesses, so much for churches, so much for workshops, so much for, we're due to talk to the Senior Citizen Centre. They showed interest. We're trying to get things like that.
Well, one of the reasons we wanted the city's buy-in is, so when the city does plantings or things with parks and stuff, that they would, recognize sustainable practices, water conservation, use native plants whenever possible, limit the amount of, pesticides that are used, that whole approach would be supported by the city.
And would you get people to pay for a little sign, or they have a contribution?
If you register with the National Wildlife Federation, in with your $20 to register, for which you get the magazine, tips, etc. The $20 gives you a cardboard sort of thing that I could see businesses putting in their windows,
Sure.
so that people know that these businesses are wildlife protected. You do have to pay $80, I believe, to have a metal one that is really visible. So obviously we're encouraging people to do that. We're also encouraging people, when they register, that they tell Project Wildlife about it, so that we can count them immediately, so that we can give the city updates. I am meeting with Steve Porkin at the end of this month, when he comes back, to talk to him prior to going to the council.
Okay.
That's why I was hoping that Mel Soward, to say that we will be asking him for asking the council for specific things, permission to plant in the upper segment of
Yes.
the Vista, as you know. Permission maybe to help the Parks Department, who are overburdened already. Can we get Department of Corrections in to help? Could we get the
Yes.
Helst House into this sort of thing? We need permission, and we need support. We need something that says, yes, the City of Bisbee thinks this is a great idea, go ahead, wherever we can help we will.
Yeah.
I think that's what we would love.
Okay, I support that. I think that's a great idea.
I spoke
How-
to Frank Davis, excuse me,
Oh, that's fine. How would one, I mean, I know there's a lot of native plants, how would one, Fine.
we are drawing up a water-wise native plant
great.
thingy. We will get there. I'm afraid we're just getting started.
I know I can search on Google
Yes,
too.
yeah.
No, there are some wonderful sites.
And Cochise County Cooperative Extension has lists too,
Oh,
for
okay.
waterways.
Yeah, you passed out some
Of-
lists of,
yeah. Of javelina resistant plants and deer
Yeah,
resistant
yeah.
plants, because when we park in
Good.
other parks, which we hope to do, you know, it's a wildlife corridor already.
Yeah,
They already chew it up. But, you know, we would love permission to just throw seeds out in all your parks. I'm sure you're not going to agree with that. But I mean, it's fabulous.
I think it's
Yeah.
great.
It's
More
it's-
green is good.
Yeah.
seed,
Especially
what kind of
if
seed,
it's-
like to plant or to?
Like
No.
wildflowers.
Oh.
Little native annual seeds. I mean, I have in my garden I have things growing that I haven't planted, but they've come, and it's dogbane, it's bluebells,
Arizona bluebells.
I mean, it's just amazing. Snake rattle boxes, and they're absolutely sweet.
Hmm.
And if you plant a sort of native, what is it, the Arizona milkweed, from having planted one, I've now got seven big,
Oh, how
bushy
cool. Yeah, no,
plants
that's
in the
great,
yard.
that's great.
You know, you give them a chance, they
Yeah,
do it, and
Yeah.
it would be lovely. I know we can't plant all of the upper vista, but my gosh, we can throw seeds out,
I
and the
think
deer
what
won't get
you
all of
just
them.
walk through and you have a hole in your pocket.
Okay, so we don't need permission for that. We're going to do it anyway, guys.
Yeah, Upper Vista is
Waiting.
a free kind of,
I think
yeah, I
it
think
is.
that's a great location. I mean, there has been, also, I mean, and it could go with it, it was brought up, I can't remember by whom, but to put in like a walking trail through Upper Vista and stuff around that, and I think that'd be, go with it. go
Yeah,
along
you even
with it.
suggested in Lower Vista have,
Yeah, and that's, yeah, and
at
that's
some
with Lower
point,
Vista.
and maybe in the next 10 years, but to have
Yeah,
something, yeah,
So-
that's cool.
The one thing we would like in the upper vista, I think, eventually, is water. And I gather there are old pipes somewhere, and
Yeah.
we've got,
I think there is stuff out there, I'd have to get with
Yeah,
Josh
when
to
we were
figure out.
walking around,
Yeah,
Josh, he found.
he
yeah,
looked
found
really
some.
Yeah.
enthusiastic about that, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Water pipes that could have water in them.
they used to exist.
Yeah.
Oh,
they used to exist.
And they could hook them up again or something?
Who knows?
We'll have to figure that out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think, as far as public works in the city, I mean, I think we're, in supportive of that.
Lovely, thank you very
Yeah, I
much.
think that's a
Thank you.
great thing. Any other member comments? Staff comments? I think I kind of said everything I was going to say, pretty much. We had a great event on the 4th of July.
I thought it was too.
We had a great turnout, a lot of people.
A lot of people, I thought it was a lot of people.
Yeah, it was a lot of people. It was really good.
Yeah.
What, you're talking about the Vista or the parade or everything?
The
or
Vista,
what?
sorry.
And the Vista,
Because we had our events, the city has, Public Works has an event every year, well, except for
Yeah.
since COVID we haven't, but, where we have water slides and jumping castles and everything, and then along with that, we have, I don't know, I would say close to, 400 to 500 people just on the Vista.
A lot of people. And there was a big
At
tent
least.
set up, what was that?
That was
You
ours. Yeah, the city, yeah, that's the new tent that BVI donated
Yeah.
to the city. That was the 20 by 40. We have 3 20 by 20s as well. That takes a lot to put up. But it's a great deal.
I think one reason there's so many people is everybody, we've been so pent up, we're kind of like,
And
Yeah.
now we're getting
But
COVID
we're
again.
not wearing our masks, and we're saying, let's get out there, and now it's coming back to bite us.
Yeah, it was a shock, Amy and Trevor. Cool.
Yeah, I had 5 guys out, before COVID, or before the 4th of July.
And that's why they canceled the coaster races, didn't they? Have a lot
Yeah,
of people
yeah, I
out.
had 5 out, the police department had 4 officers out, and the race,
All with
crew.
COVID?
Yeah,
Oh my.
yeah, and the race, people had people out, so we're like,
Yeah, volunteers.
it's not, we didn't have enough people to where we could make it as safe as we needed it to be. It takes a lot of people to make the coastal races work.
Are you guys fully staffed now, or do you have openings?
I still have openings, yeah, getting close, I just had an interview for a part-time recycling again. We're looking for a part-time parks position that works weekends, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And then we're looking for 1 full-time sanitation position.
Oh, another comment about your sanitation workers. They are the nicest guys. I got by this one guy, I waved, he waves, man. But they are so sweet, you know.
They're just really.
They are just so
helpful.
friendly, you know, when you see them. They're just a great bunch of guys.
Yeah.
I agree.
They have had a horrible 2 years with our garbage truck problems the last 2 years. So, they've dealt with a lot and they've kept up with it. So, I thought a few of them were gonna quit on me, but they stayed with it. Cause it was just a lot of work. So, right now, I'm down to 1 little truck that you've probably seen recently.
Old Bisbee, yeah.
Yeah, Old Bisbee, and then that truck, one that usually does Old Bisbee is doing the entire city right now.
Wow.
That's what's.
So that's every day then, right?
Right now. Because our 2 brand new garbage trucks that we got both broke down. Brand new. So, well, we can talk more about that stuff. Future items for discussion. Any? I know we're gonna bring back the splash pad and the park signs.
And we're going to
And-
congratulate you on having removed all the barbecues.
Exactly.
Right.
And the labyrinth, right?
You will bring that back, yes.
Yeah, we'll bring that back.
Telephone pole.
Well,
we
if the
get-
guy wants to.
Right, if he wants to.
It's a telephone pole. But we don't call it a telephone pole because it's an internet pole. We don't know what to call it anymore, right?
So, anything else that we want to put on the next meeting? I mean, you guys can obviously, when we get closer, we can
Yeah.
let us know. Okay, next meeting is August 9th, it says. So,
It says.
that's right around the corner.
It is.
Do we have an adjournment? Wait,
I move we
Oh, I'm
adjourn.
sorry.
I second.
And wish Jason, before we do, not Jason, Logan, a
Speedy
quick
recovery.
recovery.
Yes, yes. Me as well. All right, so we're adjourned at 6:27.
Okay.
With
That was
a
good.
limited staff, we got something done.
Who's second?
Limited,
I need to lose it.
Okay.
Bill seconded.
All right.
Yeah.
Logan. Excellent.
thank you.
Okay.